Toto Wolff didn't just compliment Lewis Hamilton when he spoke recently. His message was much deeper, and it carried a strong warning to Ferrari. When he said that adaptation takes time, it sounded like a normal comment, but if you listened closely, you could hear something else, something Ferrari's leadership might not want to admit. Wolff exposed a painful truth that Ferrari has been trying to ignore. At Maranello, time is not treated as a helpful tool. It's treated as a weapon, and right now, that weapon is being used against Lewis Hamilton. Since joining Ferrari, Hamilton has only one sprint win. Charles Leclerc, on the other hand, has delivered 3 podiums. The numbers speak loudly, and so does the silence from inside Ferrari. Every result is compared, every decision is questioned, every comment is studied. And in this kind of atmosphere, it's hard for anyone, no matter how great they are, to feel comfortable. Wolff's reminder was clear. Adaptation is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. A great driver needs more than just a car. He needs support, trust, and time. And right now, Hamilton is not getting enough of any of those things. Wolff also pointed out something very smart. He said that it's not fair to compare Hamilton with young Kimi Antonelli. That may sound like a simple statement, but it was actually a powerful message. Because inside Ferrari, that's exactly what's happening. The team is comparing Hamilton with Leclerc, and perhaps even thinking about the future with Antonelli. But the conditions are completely different. At Mercedes, Antonelli is protected. He is being given space to grow. At Ferrari, Hamilton is being judged at every turn. That is the double standard Wolff highlighted. He's seen this before. He's been in Formula One long enough to watch how some teams break their champions by pushing too hard, too fast. His words weren't just supportive, they were a warning. If Ferrari doesn't step up and back Hamilton fully, they risk wasting his talent and damaging the team's future. Inside Ferrari, things are complicated. Hamilton is still learning the car. He's still adjusting to the engineers, the strategy, team, and the culture. He came into an environment that already had a favorite, Charles Leclerc. Leclerc is the known face, the trusted driver, the one Ferrari has invested in for years. Hamilton, despite being a 7-time world champion, is still the new guy. And in Formula One, being new can be dangerous, especially at Ferrari. This is not the first time Ferrari has treated their champions with caution or even resistance. Alonso experienced it. Vettel lived it. Both started strong, but as pressure grew, the support faded. Ferrari has a long history of resisting change, especially when it threatens the comfort of the existing system. That's the problem Hamilton is facing now. Wolff understands this pattern. He's watched champions fall not because they weren't good enough, but because their teams didn't support them at the right moment. That's why his message was so sharp. He was trying to protect Hamilton by changing the story. Instead of letting the media and fans talk about whether Hamilton is failing, Wolff made them think about something else, whether Ferrari is failing him. It's not just about racing. It's about leadership, culture, and politics. Ferrari has always had a complex internal structure. Decisions are not always made based only on results. Sometimes they're made based on who is more liked, who fits better in the system, and who keeps the internal peace. Right now, Hamilton is not being judged only by his performance. He's being judged by how well he fits into Ferrari's way of doing things. That's a very difficult position to be in. When Hamilton won a sprint race in China, he proved he still has what it takes. Give him the right tools, and he'll deliver. But what happened after that win? Did Ferrari come out and support him strongly? Did they change their strategy or give him more of a leadership role? No, they stayed silent. That silence says everything. It tells us that the internal doubts are still there, that the support Hamilton needs isn't yet strong enough. Wolff's intervention was meant to stop that silence from growing. By speaking publicly, he forced Ferrari's leadership to face the truth. They can't keep avoiding the issue. They need to decide, will they fully back Hamilton, or will they let him fight alone? That decision is more important than it might seem, because if they don't act now, things could get worse. The season is entering a critical phase. The summer stretch will decide the momentum, the direction of the team, and who takes the leadership role. If Ferrari doesn't unite behind Hamilton, they risk splitting the garage, and a divided team never wins championships. Hamilton knows this better than anyone. At Mercedes, he didn't just drive the car. He helped shape the team. He built relationships, earned trust, and created a winning environment. That's not easy to do, and it takes time. But at Ferrari, The clock is already ticking faster than it should. The pressure is already too high, and the patience is already too thin. And that's the biggest danger, because in Formula One, narratives matter, stories shape opinions. And right now, the story inside Ferrari is one of comparison, judgment, and caution. Leclerc is seen as the safe bet. Hamilton is seen as the risk. But that view is short-sighted. Hamilton has the experience, the drive, and the talent to turn Ferrari into champions again. But he can't do it alone. That's why Wolff spoke up. He saw the pattern forming. He saw the same mistakes being made, and he wanted to stop it before it was too late. His words were not casual. They were carefully chosen. He reminded Ferrari and the whole paddock that Hamilton is not just a driver. He's a leader. He can guide the team, but only if the team lets him. This isn't just about one season. It's about the future of Ferrari. Hamilton didn't join to be a backup. He came to lead, to bring a new mindset, and to challenge the system. And that's exactly why some inside Ferrari are resisting, because true leadership demands change, and change is uncomfortable. If Ferrari continues on this path, they risk repeating history. Vettel's story was full of promise, but it ended in frustration. Alonso's journey started with big dreams, but ended in blame. Even Schumacher, who eventually succeeded, had to fight the system before he could reshape it. Hamilton is now walking that same path, but the stakes are higher. The media is louder. The pressure is greater. Hamilton is watching everything. He's learning. He's adapting. But he's also waiting for Ferrari to step up. Wolff gave him an important gift: leverage. Now the spotlight is on Ferrari, not Hamilton. The question is no longer whether Hamilton can adapt. The question is whether Ferrari will allow him to lead. That shift is powerful. It changes the whole story, and as the next races approach, every move Ferrari makes will be closely watched. Every radio call, every team order, every strategy will be judged not just by the fans, but by Hamilton himself. He knows how this works. He's seen it all before. At Mercedes, young Antonelli is being protected. He's learning without fear. He's allowed to make mistakes. That's how champions are built. At Ferrari, Hamilton is under the microscope. Every mistake is magnified. Every decision is political. That's not how you build trust. That's how you lose it. And that's what Wolff wanted to prevent. He wanted to hold up a mirror to Ferrari and ask, are you really supporting your driver? Or are you just judging him? Are you building a future, or are you stuck in the past? Right now, the future is uncertain. But one thing is clear, the next chapter will be written both on and off the track. Hamilton is ready. He's not here just to race. He's here to lead. But leadership isn't given, it's earned and supported. If Ferrari wants to become champions again, they need to make a choice. Support Hamilton fully, or risk falling back into the same old patterns that have held them back. 4 years. Time is running out. The summer races will decide the tone for the rest of the season. They will show us whether Ferrari is ready to trust Hamilton or whether they're still stuck in fear. And that silence we keep hearing from Ferrari's garage. It won't stay silent for long. Sooner or later, the truth always comes out. And when it does, we'll all see who was really ready for this challenge and who wasn't. This is the moment where Ferrari has to decide what kind of team they want to be. A team that protects its comfort zone, or a team that embraces real change. And Hamilton, he's not here to fit in. The truth is, Ferrari has always struggled when it comes to internal unity. They are a team full of talent, history, and resources, but also full of politics, pride, and tradition. That tradition sometimes becomes a barrier to change. Hamilton represents a new approach, an outsider with a different mentality. A mentality built on results, data, and driver empowerment. But for some at Ferrari, that feels like a threat, not because Hamilton is wrong, but because his way challenges the old methods.